Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Married at First Sight All-Star Panel. Glenn from Jack and Glenn.
I'm
I'm
Jackie.
Jackie. And we also have the lovely Talisa Ray with us. What's up, Talisa? How you doing today?
Hey y'all, hey, all is well. I'm on the right side of the living, so we all right.
I know that's
I know
right.
that's right. What they say, anything above ground is a good day.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Better be seen and not viewed.
That had
Yes.
to
There's a seen and not viewed. I got my main man Tommy from August Love Story. Tommy, what's going on, brother?
Man, I'm over here chilling. One half of the mighty August love story.
All right, Mighty.
Yeah, I've been working on that too. I've been like, man, what do I say when I'm by myself?
Right. I be talking to an empty seat. Like I'm Glenn and Jackie's not here right now.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, Artika's not here right now. She probably, I don't know if she's gonna pop in or what she's gonna do, but she said you got this, so I got this.
You got this. You got this,
You
man.
do.
You good. We put much faith into you. You able to hold it. You're able to hold it down.
Yep.
Man, we got man. Married at First Sight, man. This past episode was kind of one of those episodes. You're like, okay, it's good. We had Devon Franklin come in. We had Dr. P step up. We seen some. We just know some folks that actually just straight up in the friend zone. We see people who's trying a little bit. It's a lot going on in these relationships on this episode of Married at First Sight. Let's get started with this couple. I want to get started here. Let's get started with my best friend Gina and Clint. That's what they are. It is what it is. They just best friends. Ain't nothing else gonna happen about it. It ain't gonna change. Man, Tommy, your thoughts on this past episode of Gina and Clint?
Man, first off, I think Gina likes him.
Really?
Yeah, because she gave him a bite of her pickle. This sounds funny. She gave him a bite of her pickle. Like, here, eat this. Like nobody, no friend. Like I don't know friends that just eat off of each other like that.
Right.
But it's just the way she was looking at him. She's like, oh, he is cute, you know. Or I do, you know. It's some feeling there. You know, it's hard for me to believe there's no feeling there. What else happened? He cooks. He wants Gina. Oh, Dr. Pepper, and I'm kind of like, this is the thing that stuck out to me the most. And I think Artika was when Dr. Pepper suggested that she do things like they talked about the things that they appreciated or liked from each other, and you know, Dr. Pepper made the suggestion that she do something for him, like she cooks, and she was like, "Oh, that's I was going to say that's Clint's thing," and I was like, she may not be able to cook, or she knows that he cooks way better than her, and that's a thing that she just don't want to give up. But um I was like, why she couldn't find something else? Because the thing for Clint is he likes to be things to be done for him, you know, that took thought into. Like if he said, hey, Friends was a great show that I liked and they did a play about Friends, her buying tickets for them to go see Friends or something like that would be a great thing for him, and it would show that he appreciates that from her. And I forgot what her thing was, but anyway, it's like she should be by now, like, you can, I feel like she likes him, and of course he likes her. This whole we wasn't physically attracted to each other and stuff like that, I think that's out the window. um I don't know what to say about them, man. They just like, they're like almost like, I don't want to like you, I don't want to tell you I like you, but I like you, you know. So they're my surprise couple on decision day.
All right, Miss Lisa, what you got?
Hmm.
I don't feel like I'm gonna be surprised at all. But thank you, Tommy. There's always somebody got to hold out for him, so we appreciate that.
Mhm.
I'm kind of with Tommy with the whole pickle thing. I'm not giving my friend a bite of the pickle that I just ate. Right? So that for me, that felt a little more intimate for a male, female, or man and woman relationship. It felt intimate to me. Um, and she can't cook. She can't cook. She said she was ordering food all the time, and if it wasn't for him, Sorry, I just had a guest who's taking the gusher out my beach bag. Unexpected guest, the child, staring at me sneaking. I think that I feel like they are friends, but maybe over time, after this is over, maybe we'll hear something 6 months down the line because they're gonna have to share Hank. She's gonna ask that he watch Hank when she decides that she wants to get her life together. He's gonna ask, "Can I take Hank sailing with me?" Because they live in the same building. So maybe over time something will grow, but I don't think so, Tommy. I think she thinks he's cool right now. You know what I'm saying? You cool? That's what's
Sometimes
up.
that's all you need. Sometimes.
You just need a small opening, some little small.
That's it.
That's it. I do want
to work your way up in there.
Work your way in there, like keep wiggling until you get in there good. I do want to say that Clint is the life of the party. Okay,
yeah.
Clint has a good time, and I mean, personally, I like to be with people who know how to have a good time, who know not to be full of themselves or take themselves too seriously,
right,
all the time. So that's all I got on them. I don't think we had much other.
No, it wasn't much on them, man. Like you said, I like the fact that Clint can let his hair down in any situation. Clint is like, wherever I go, I'm gonna make sure I have a good time. I mean, you seen that when they was on the that party bus, like it was the redneck bus, redneck comedy tour, whatever it was on. Clint was like, I don't care, I'm gonna have a good time. When they went to the bull races, Clint like, I'm gonna have a good time. If anything, if you hang out with Clint, you gonna have a good time. When they went to go play baseball, Clint like, yo, I'm gonna have a good time.
I'm gonna have a good time.
Even though he was mad at himself for striking out, but Clint was like, yo, I'm gonna have a good time. I mean, you like to hang out with people like that, but I think Gina is kind of warming up to him a little bit. It's taking a long time, and she's gonna run out. She's gonna run out of time, and I'm gonna be like, she's gonna run out of time. And I'm sorry, Tommy. These two ain't gonna be together, dog. I know you have hope. You have hope, and you know what? It's like Jesse Jackson. Keep hope alive, but I don't see it happen. I just don't see it.
It's a 50-50 shot.
Now he may say yes.
Oh, and that's what I was going to say.
And then, but she's definitely going. I think she's definitely going to say no. When they get to that point, unless something dramatic happens in these next couple of weeks. But I think she's not there. I think the reason that she don't know how to cook because she's caught up in her work all the time. She never tried. I don't think she tried so much. I don't think it's easier for her to go out to eat than it is for her to sit home and cook something. And so she's probably eating at the studio all the time. Even for a person who's trying to maintain their weight, she probably does Hello Fresh. There's nothing wrong with that. Well, that's that cooking though. She probably do meal prep. Somebody provides her with meals. But
Hello Fresh. Yeah.
Yeah. So she's that's where she's at. But I mean, she loves the fact that since they live so close in the same apartment complex, she'll probably come over to Clint's house for dinner. Like, what you cooking tonight? They are friends, and then she'll come out, hang out, and give Clint an opportunity to see Hank. And she'll probably cooking some dinner every once in a while. But
having some wine, you'd be lonely.
Yes, lonely. Romantically, that's not gonna happen.
I think with your scenario, I think it'll be the opposite. I think Clint will probably go knock on her door and be like, "Hey, I cooked. You want to eat?" And she's like, "Sure, I can eat. I can eat. Yeah."
Until that guy comes to the door.
Clint ain't gonna be mad because I agree with Tommy that Gina likes him, but she likes him as a friend. She's just really cool friends. It ain't no romance there. Maybe like Talisa said, some months down the line, they might try to get there the more they talk to each other, but it just I like Clint and Gina, their little friendship that they got going on. And I could appreciate the fact that Dr. Pepper tried with them. Hey, why don't you try to hold hands? How do you feel about this? And what you talk about, the affection and affinity for a person is what some marriages are built on. So you could go that way, but they was like,
yeah. I mean, hey, D, I love HelloFresh too. We used to do HelloFresh all the time, so I like HelloFresh. HelloFresh is a something that we like to use, that we have used. Not because we couldn't cook, it's just that it's a little bit more easier at the time.
Got all the ingredients.
Got all the ingredients in there at the time. So I like HelloFresh. But HelloFresh want to be a sponsor of this the panel discussion. We all hands. We always out there for always looking for new sponsors, right? But yeah, I think at this point that we at with Clint and Gina, shouldn't nobody have to tell you to hold hands, right? Shouldn't have to nobody have to tell you to come give her a hug or show some type of intimacy. At this point, you're gonna do it or you're not. Because you're too far in. Either you're gonna be romantically involved or you're not. It's not just gonna spring up one day and be like, hey, by the way, I just wanna because you haven't worked towards that in 6 weeks. And so I think for Dr. Pepper to ask him to hold hands, if you go back before that scene and see how far they were sitting away from each other on the couch, you can tell that wasn't, it wasn't gonna happen. So I mean, good friends, hang out buddies, but she might even come to his wedding. But it just won't be with her. It will be with somebody. Next wedding, it'll just be with somebody else. But let's move on.
It was pretty uneventful.
Yeah,
as per usual.
Except
some of the
Clint talked about later. We'll talk about that later. How he lost a friend.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that part. Let's get to Nicole and Chris. Lisa, your thoughts on Nicole and Chris and their relationship, and they finally saying "I love you" to each other.
I'm going through my mind to remember what Nicole and Chris were about. I do want to say that Nicole needs to be quiet. Like, I'm tired of her giving advice to the other couples as if she has it together when she is not, and she needs to be concentrating on herself. Yeah. Like, she's got her insecurities constantly scream so loud that you can't afford to help somebody else. However, I know, it's easier looking in than looking out than looking in. But I need her to mind her own business. Starting, let me go back to first off when her and Kirsten were at the lingerie shop. And she was like, I don't wear lingerie because I don't like my body, blah, blah, blah. And she came out in that little lingerie and I said, well, girl, you look good. Like, he gonna be happy to see you in this. And I don't know how to be sexy. You better figure it out, okay? Real quick. Because he gonna get tired of looking at the tomboy. He gonna want to see you look sexy. It's fine. But again, it's about her being confident with herself and in her body. I mean, do she not see all the curvy plus size models that's out here and killing the game they don't care? Get into it. And then them on the couch. And I was confused with him when she said, I want you, if I say I don't want to talk about it, I want you to talk about it with me anyway. I want you to make me talk about it. Girl, you sound crazy. You said you want to be left alone to process your feelings. Then that's what the man is going to do. Leave you alone to process your feelings. And when you are ready, then you need to come and talk about it. Do not ask him to sit with you and help you process your feelings, because whatever you're processing is his feelings. That makes sense what I'm saying? Versus what your own are. So I don't know. She really needs to get it together. But I was most irritated by her at the country roundup. Sticking your nose in other people's business, bringing things up that should not have been brought up, talking about what's their names?
Shaq.
Eris and Jasmine.
Eris and Jasmine, starting with them. Like that, none of your business. Did you just, I know you were feeling really bad last week. I don't care if the producers are telling you to do that. That is none of your business. Mm-hmm. They should be able to talk about it on their own timeline. Mm-hmm. And then, with Shaq and Kirsten as well. Like, mind your own business and drink your water. That was the problem. She was drinking liquor, and maybe she needed some water so that they could remind her, mind your own business, mind your own business. Because, ma'am, you were it was super irritating to me to have her like give this advice, and you don't even know what you want for your own relationship, let alone your relationship for yourself. So that's all I got.
She's spilling people's business out there. I think that was a thing. Her talking. If you look back at some of the incidents, it's because she talked too much in those situations that caused the conversations. If you go back to Gina and Clint with the whole slender and athletic comment, if she doesn't really add her 2 cents into it and make the situation worse, it's not that big of a blow up than it was. Because she's like, oh, I can't believe you said that. Women like us, all us women here, and you're going on the deep end. He just said this is what he likes. She has caused a lot of trouble that no one's calling her out on.
Yeah.
You know, they called Alexis out on her stuff last season because she talked too much. But they're not calling Nicole out on her stuff. And she means well. They even got, I think Shaq said on After Party, one of the after parties, that Nicole's going around sliding notes underneath for people in apartments like, you should be doing this. Y'all should be doing this. You're not Dr. Pepper or Pastor Cal.
At all.
You got to do, your relationship is good because you have a guy who does not say no. You have a guy who's a yes man. You have a guy who's always going to agree with you. He's going to nod his head. You know, that's where she's at, you know. So that's why she can do. And again, you got your own issues. She got her own issues.
Lots of them.
A lot of the lingerie situation. She was like, you know, I wasn't comfortable, but you know, I did it. And she went on After Party talking about, well, she can't return it because it's all messed up now. Whatever that meant, I figured he probably ripped it off, or there's some stains on it. You take it for what it's worth. I don't know what way she meant by she can't return it now. She was uncomfortable, but that's where she's at. But again, they have some issues on the intimacy department because again, he's playing guy, and he's finishing before she is, and she's.
But she obviously is playing too.
Obviously, Jackie. Obviously, they both vanilla. Plain vanilla.
And you know,
no cone or nothing. Plain
yeah,
vanilla.
I don't wear like Talisa said. Check. It's all kinds of shapes and sizes in this lingerie now. Stop, Nicole. Stop. I seen some beautiful, big, full figure women, and you talk about these little curves. And again, with your insecurities and your issues, you're the one always doling out advice. I find that strange. And I'm with Talisa. Even if the producers told you to, you should be like, that's not gonna sound right. Coming from me. They might not know. And of course, she's not thinking ahead. Like when this comes on TV, they're gonna be like, no, she's not telling people, giving people advice. I'm sure she don't have that much forethought, but you know, I would be like, no, can somebody else say it? Let Gina say it. Yeah, that's a good one. Let Gina say it. But what else with them?
But her lack of back to the lingerie thing. I think you've seen people who are larger than her. It's about the confidence you have when you have clothes on, and the confidence that you have. I think she doesn't have confidence in any of her and herself whatsoever, and so that's the problem. Her lack of confidence is making her feel like she can't. What's the word I'm looking? I don't want to say keep her husband, but keep the excitement going.
But she the same one talking about we have a problem with. She has a problem with the foreplay.
Well, she has a problem. It's called thick chick.
You better put some of that lingerie on.
When you're a thick chick, you're a thick chick. It is what it is. You know, you thick. Embrace your thickness.
Mm-hmm.
You know. But yeah, I don't know.
I thought that was the That's we'll see. Hey, Quad, what you got to say?
Yeah, Tommy's up on you, man. What's up, man?
Let me see who we talking about. Nicole. I agree with y'all. Nicole talked too much. She tried to set Chris up. Her telling him to when I want some alone time, don't give me alone time unless I say I want alone time and I really mean it. Like if you tell me you want alone time, I don't leave you alone. If you don't want a long time, you come out here and sit and watch TV with me, or we can do what we're gonna do. But don't that's so confusing. I want a long time, but don't let me have a long time. Like, what sense does that make? Well, you don't want a long time. You want time to be spent with us,
She's getting ready to start an argument because bro gonna do something and he right. You're not right either way.
Right. You can't win. You can't win for losing in that one. That's a lose-lose situation. Now, if he said he want a long time and stuff, they gonna look at it like she'll look at it differently. Like he want a long time from me, he don't like me. Extremes. But like she got a lot of stuff to work through with her self-esteem. And it's weird to hear her talk about bring up the things that for the other couples. And somebody said earlier that she tries to fill the silence. That's exactly what I was thinking. It was like it's quiet, and then she tries to go in and say something that's gonna bring another conversation. And I was like, that's not natural. Or she's not doing it in a natural way, you know. Um it's just it for her it's more so of everything is weird because of so many issues, because of the issues you have with yourself. It's like, how can I expect to have the things to say when I don't feel that way about myself, or um I'm not confident in myself in those same things. Like, why would somebody listen to you when you're shaky on it as well? You know, um, that thing bothered me. They said I love you, and I believe them. You know, I believe Nicole's "I love you" is because she just wants somebody to love her. You know, in a manner that, hey, I'm telling you, I love you. I think Chris was just probably tired of being asked. I don't know. But and then again, he might love her seriously. But it's one thing that's sticking out, and I can't remember what it is. Oh, the lingerie thing. That was so awkward to me. Because if you're gonna wear lingerie, you gotta be confident. There's a bit of confidence that loots from the lingerie wearing thing. And me personally, I could care less about what it is. Lingerie looks better on the floor. Start there. Like it does. It
My
looks
man,
extremely
my man,
better
my
on
man,
the floor.
my man.
Like it is what it is. But it's like, okay, it's the thought that counts. That's nice. All right. Take it off. That's it. Like, that's the thing. It's like cool. That the lingerie thing I felt like was for Nicole. It's like, man, if you're trying to like just that thing, just get her some help. Like, seriously, something like they need to suggest to her, hey man, you need to talk to a therapist to encourage you to have better self-esteem, because that's what's her problem. Like, she don't think she's pretty, which she's a nice looking lady. She's not a ugly duckling. You know, she just had, she's dealt with some people that didn't treat her right. Who else? Like, I can understand where her problems come from, but who else would, you know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, people didn't treat you right, and you got some issues, but go get the help. Like, I personally don't think that getting married is the help, because now you're putting Chris in a position to where he has to be more um of a supporter than possibly what he was expecting, you know? And being a supporter, it's not always easy, because you put in a position of, you think about it at the beginning when she was talking about wanting alone time. Like, what type of confusing mess is that? And he has to support it. He has to respond to that. And I think he responded the best way he could. Like, how do you want me to do this? But I mean, just that instance, it's like you gotta sit there and respond to that. You have to sit there and think, okay, she want a long time, but when if she, like, I gotta decipher if this is the real long time, or is this the a long time where she just want to sit down with me and we talk about her while she going through it. Like, that don't make sense. Anybody would be frustrated with it. So I hope Nicole and Chris, like, I feel like they're compatible and they're working out together. But I hope Nicole realizes or sees some of this stuff and say, hey, I went and got therapy. Like, by the time we get to the reunion part. Anything else, son? All right.
Quad is really chilling.
Well, I said,
right
I know
now.
what I seen on the floor before.
Wait.
You've been waiting on that one.
But Tommy reminded me of this too when you were talking about her needing therapy and stuff, even to the point where you're in a married at first sight process. We know how married at first sight works. And even her saying, I know this is married at first sight, but in my head, it's like he didn't pick me. Like somebody, it's like,
forgot about that part.
Yes, that's the part.
I forgot about that.
I forgot all about that.
Like, what? And Pastor Cal was like, she's like, I know. Like, when she said that. I don't want to say it like she said, because it's something like, what would make you say that? Like, what? No, he didn't pick you. He not supposed to pick you. It's married at first sight. But like me and my husband said in our review is, but he could be like some of these other couples like Alyssa and Chris, Mindy and Zach.
Chris and Paige.
They really didn't pick each other. When they got there, you know, if like Pastor Cal said, he didn't pick you like pick you up in a bar, give you, you know, you didn't exchange numbers like that. But he's been in it, he's been picking you before he saw you because he's in the process and he's in it to win it. He's in it for real, you know. So, man.
Yeah. More importantly, I'm with you. More importantly, I feel like he's picked you now.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't know you. He didn't choose you. He had a bad picker too. But now that you guys are in each other's presence, he is choosing you.
Mm-hmm.
But before someone else can choose you, you have to choose yourself. And I was just like, I don't, girl, listen.
Yeah, that just didn't make sense. He didn't pick you, but he did.
Right.
He wrote out I don't know their process, but he had to answer all those questions. And based off of those questions, you guys were matched. So if he said anything different, you guys probably wouldn't have been matched. So it's like that's that self-esteem thing.
Yeah,
like he has to have more of it.
Right. Because if he didn't like you, he would have told you, get away from me. He would have treated you bad. He'd have treated like everybody else, you know, if he didn't pick you. By him being there and by him committing to you, by him saying
listening
I love
to
you.
Your talking in circles about sit with me, don't sit with me. Even if I say don't sit with me, because I want you to sit with me. And I might not want you to sit with me, but you got to make me sit with you.
And if I don't sit with you, then we can't bring the dogs over. Because
I promise you, a lot of men would have walked away like, stop playing, girl.
I'd have been like, yo, it's a win-win situation. Tell me what I need to do. I need to know. Because I already been like, yo, this man.
Is this the sit with you time? I'm just
I've been funny about it. Like, can I sit with you now while you talking? Or can I leave? Because right now you confusing me. You know? But, you know, it's those type of things that, you know, she has to realize that he's choosing you. If it's not one thing, then there's another. It was like, oh, you don't tell me I love you, right? Do you love me from day one? Do you love me yet? Dog, I don't even know your middle name. And you asking me, do you love me?
I don't even have your phone number, Rip.
I ain't got your phone number. Right. What's your Instagram again? I mean, so all that type of stuff. And you ask me, do I love you? We get back, I love you. And, you know, she helped you with the dogs and all this other stuff. But now it's like, can you just let it go? I'm in this with you. I'm in it to win it. Right? We're committed. And I'm at the point now, she should be at the point now, like, okay, can we revisit this 9-month lease situation?
Yeah.
They're at the point now where can we revisit? Can we move in together now?
Yeah.
This is where we at, right? Did you really sign that 9-month lease? Like, who apartment are we moving into? That's what that's what she should be talking about. Not about did you pick me? Like, okay, what we're gonna do with these 3 dogs? We got to find a place where we can fix these 3 dogs at. That's the type of conversation she needs to be having with him, not the conversation about I'm mad because he didn't pick me. He picked you, boo. He trusts me. He picked you. It is what it is, you know. But hopefully they stay committed to one another, and there's not any issues for the next couple of weeks. So hopefully they stay together. Anything else on Nicole and Chris?
Nah, that statement just really says, hey man, go talk to somebody. You've been hurt.
Yes.
You've been hurt and they did a number on you. Go talk to somebody.
Pastor Cal should have gave her his card, and said, call me after the show. I charge $300 an hour. There's no Married at First Sight discount. Here we go. You know, this is where it's at. Man, let's go to these two here.
Why us folks had the issues this episode?
Let's go to issue number 1, folks. Let's go to Shaquille and Kirsten. Shaquille and Kirsten. Now, I'm gonna stay here. When I found out what the event was and why, and she didn't go, I found out that the event was the Southern Heritage Classic that she didn't go to. And you know, it was Jackson State versus Tennessee State football game in Memphis, Tennessee. And she chose not to go to it. Don't you understand what football games are down in the South? Football games anyway. Does. You understand what HBCU football games?
She does. She said her daddy tailgates at the school and he didn't even go there.
It is a big party, and she didn't want to go. It changes my whole perspective on this situation. because she could have. Shaq was doing his thing out there, tailgating, meeting new people, socializing, networking, because she's a real estate agent, right? Networking, picking people. Like, hey, I got a house for you. Show you one down here. Don't live in Memphis. Go ahead and live down in Nashville. This is what she could be out there networking, doing all type of things, and she didn't want to go to that environment where there's thousands and thousands of people. I mean, she didn't want to hang out with dude, but yet you want him to buy you a $2 million house. But you want him to buy you a $2 million house, and so you can stay at home, so you can't support him. I just want you to have a job so you can buy these things, but I don't never want to see what you want to do. I don't want to support you. I got twofold on that because I think Shaq sometimes can be a little bit needy. He needs the affirmation, and that could come from the fact that he almost had a life. His life almost been taken from him when the car accident. Could have changed his perspective. Like, you know what? I need to spend the time with people while I can, so I can. And I totally understand it. So because now, but for them, it is it's a roller coaster ride when you're dealing with those two. It is I love you, I don't love you. You're not giving me the support that I need. Why didn't Cole guy give me the support? She like I was rubbing your back and rubbing your knee, and he's like, I don't want that. I want you to communicate with me. I want you to talk to me. And come to find out, man, dude was bummed because he failed he wasn't gonna graduate on time. I think the whole thing stemmed from that. He was upset, didn't have nobody shoulder to cry on, and now he had to blame somebody for his, why you wasn't there to hold me, you wasn't there to console me, you wasn't there to pick me up. Okay, phone call.
The way Jackie is looking at you,
yeah, duh, because I'm just when it comes to certain things, I'm like that's not what to me. I ain't say as a guy because I don't want to. That wouldn't have bothered me. Like if you don't. Okay, good. You're not coming this time? Okay, I'm fine. Let's go. Here, I do what I have to do. I'm gonna call you. We're straight. I know it's different when you're newlyweds, and you want the person to be around you. But I'm fine if that she doesn't come. I'm not gonna hold that as a grudge. And to me, it seemed like Shaq is holding that over her head, like, oh, you didn't support me. You don't support me. Because again, like Devon Franklin said was, can you tell me what support? Did you tell her how to support you? How you get mad at her not supporting you if you never told her what type of support you want? That's just my biggest thing. I'll let you go because I was on my soapbox.
Oh, I didn't know we was going.
Oh, my bad.
I thought that was the intro.
Oh, intro. It was.
We was gonna go to somebody.
It was an intro, but I just took it on because that thing burned me up.
Did. That thing got him.
It was burning because how you mad at her and you didn't tell her how to support you? I'm sorry. I don't. You can't. How you mad at me and you ain't telling me how to treat you, how to take care of you, what you need, and you said he's steaming? Nah, you can't be steaming like that.
The only thing I would say, and then whoever you want to take, only thing I would say is, obviously that's Shaq's love language. You know what I mean? He needs some words of affirmation. And he needs, that quality time. And so for him, the physical touch, for her to say, I patted you on the leg, I rubbed your back. He like, I need you to speak up. I need you to affirm me. I need you to like physically be there for me. And somebody said in the chat, and I said it too. I was like, what else is she needs to do something for him, but he needs to do something too. Like Devon Franklin said, you can't be mad at what she doesn't do if you didn't tell her what you want her to do.
Mm-hmm. I don't know though.
So I just wanted to say that, and then we could come back because he had his whole intro, and I thought,
oh, intro. I'm sorry. Anyway, again,
that's hilarious.
Shaq and Kirsten. So Lisa, we'll go with you.
Shaq and Kirsten. So I'm going to start off with he's used to being supported by his mother. The way that mama was talking to her on that FaceTime about that support, baby, told me everything I needed to know. And maybe because it was a near-death experience that he is coddled and a whole-ass mama's boy. Mm-hmm. Like he's still sucking on her titty because he is calling her and spilling the tea every chance he gets. And I am not okay with that.
The mama was quoting him, I promise. Those were quotes.
Yeah, it sounded like Shaq was speaking. I was I'm very disappointed in that. Um, the mother, you, I expect my children to come talk to me, right? But when their spouse or I have the opportunity to talk to them, because it seems like Kirsten said, "Hey, I'm reaching out to you because I need help in knowing how to support." So it sounded like that, and so for me, the advice she gave was not advice that was helpful. It was just, you need to do better in taking care of my son. That's just how I read it. That was me. I might have been triggered. It felt like my own mother-in-law. So I might have been triggered. Okay. But nonetheless, I was not happy with that. Furthermore, this whole support thing, I'm glad that Devon came on and said, "Hey, define what support looks like," because she doesn't know what that looks like for you. All you say is, "I need you to support me. I needed you to be here for me." But what does that look like for you? She is encouraging you, saying, "I'm here for you. I'm patting you. I'm rubbing you." If she does not know that you need her to physically be in your space, and then had you not probably did bombed the dissertation, the talk part of you wouldn't have needed her had you not bombed it. Had you not needed, you were feeling away, you wouldn't necessarily needed her right then and there. So I also want to say, like, somebody in the comments reminded us how he said that she's one way on camera and another off.
Mm-hmm.
Well, for starters, we see her saying, "I apologize. I'm going to do better." And for me, if you cannot accept that, then what are we doing? You have to accept my apology and take it at face value until I show you that I'm not doing what I said. But of course, you need to show me what I need to do based on what you're saying. And then them sitting at that table and they bust out, we've consummated our marriage, and we being consummated. I was like, in my mind, I thought, okay, I could actually see that because she's staying in where I would have probably left already had we not consummated. So maybe he put it down. Okay, maybe it's maybe he did something right, because ain't no way that I'm constantly telling you, "I apologize, I'm gonna work at it," unless the D is good. He must be doing something all right in some form or fashion, because I'm not gonna beg you to accept my apology. And it feels like last episode she apologized for it and said, "I'm gonna do better," and then this episode she's all looking at him and like, "Listen, I'm here for you." Like, ma'am, I probably would have been like, "You can go. You know where you can go." Okay. Like, I don't, so I figure maybe that maybe whatever he did in that bedroom is helping her physical touch. Like, that's why she also touches. It's probably up there at the top somewhere. So that probably is, has drawn her in. I don't know. I can't see it, but maybe that's why, because I wouldn't be the person. And I honestly don't see Kirsten as a person that would just stick around and coddle somebody because, but that's just me. Yeah, I don't know. Let me think. I think that's all I got. On them. And I might chime in with y'all, but I think that's all I got.
Can I, before we go to Tommy, real quick, Miss Deborah asks, is he not allowed to talk to his mom without being a mama's boy? I don't think it's so much about him talking to his mom. It's more about his mom than following up on what he said. Like, my son said that my son.
Yeah. I mean, it's not because you could talk to your mother 50 times a day and it won't be a problem. It comes with, maybe Deborah didn't pay attention to the way the woman was talking to the girl who asked her for the help.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a mother of boys. And whenever my son's girlfriend calls me or wants to have a conversation, I'm talking from as a woman first. I was a woman before I was ever my son's mother. And then I'm going to talk to my son, as a woman first. Like, "Yo, you sound stupid. Oh, this is dumb." Okay, maybe not that harsh, but sometimes maybe. But I'm just saying, I'm going to give them the advice of me as a woman first. And when it comes to my son, if you're asking me, well, how do I support him? I'm going to tell you how I've supported him and tell you, hey, so take this and improve on it as his wife. Improve on what I'm doing is nothing in comparison to what you're going to be able to do for him and how you're going to be able to support him. But here are some tools. The way she talked to her, I just didn't like it. I don't like that, and I still stand by. He a mama's boy. I don't feel no kind of way about that.
Yeah, because in a mama's boy situation, man, it ain't just the boy, it's the mama. See, when you say mama's boy, it's the way. It ain't just how the son acts towards the mother, it's how the mother is like super protective, super defensive, super like, you gonna treat my son right or send my son back to me type stuff. So
right. And so she comes back and she said, you just need to support. But how? She didn't provide any assistance, any tools, just support him. How? I think I'm doing it already. Well, that's not what he's saying. That's what I heard. That's what I heard. That's not what he's saying. But okay, ma'am, tell me, how am I going to provide your son the support and the love that he needs? What is it that you would recommend? Don't just tell me provide him some support. I have. No, you haven't. He said you haven't. Okay.
I gave him support. I gave him support in the draws.
What are you talking about? I don't know.
In the draws.
And my sons, I'm gonna just mind my own business. So,
but I like I said, not to take it from you, Tom, but I like what you said to Lisa. Yes, what she should have said was, well, what I have done in order to support my son when he had whatever kind of events he had, I made sure I was there. I made sure my presence was known.
Yeah, he just muted you. He didn't want to hear what you had to say, Jackie.
My bad.
You so used to doing your spiel when I want to get on my soap.
Then you better move away from the button, man.
I was getting ready to make some noise, man. I was getting ready to eat my ice, and I didn't want the ice to come through.
He forgot I was talking. Go to Tommy.
Oh shoot!
You need me to go so you can eat your ice, man.
Tommy, I need your support, man.
I got you. I might
need to call my mama. I'm just kidding.
Shaq's problem, and it's like it showed at the end, was that he never told her how to support him. And a lot of time, well, I ain't gonna say a lot of people, but I can see how you would think that a person would automatically know how to support a person. There's certain questions that you feel like there's no such thing as a dumb question, right? But there's certain questions you feel like you knew the answer to this. And I'm thinking Shaq is looking at it as that, like, support me, because that's the thing that keeps coming up. He doesn't feel supported the way he needs to be. And she's doing what she thinks is support. But he never told her, hey, I need you to be here with me because of X, Y, and Z, or this is what I need you to do, until recently. So it's hard to be like, oh, she's not supporting me. She's not supporting me. She's not supporting me. But she's doing what she thinks support looks like. I can't argue with that. That's what she thinks support is. If it's not meeting your standard, you have a conversation. Now, once you have that conversation and it doesn't meet your standard, you got a decision at that point.
Exactly, Tommy. Exactly. I'm in agreement. Look at me early on too.
Yes. That's all I'll be looking for. But the issue with them, when I get his point of support when he said he found out he wasn't gonna graduate on time, because that happened to me. And when I found out, I was like, I immediately told Artika. Artika was like, all right, well, just we talked to each other candidly. She was like, get your ass together and, you get it next time. It was like, all right, cool. But it's like, when I graduated, we was also able to celebrate together as well, because we graduated. You see what I'm saying? So with that situation, he didn't include her in that situation. So how would she know to support him in that? Because that would have been one of the things. Oh, I find out if I graduate, my grades come out, something like that. you know, or I'll be like, dang, I really wish you was here because I ain't gonna graduate. Can you get here? Like you can't put her, you can't beat her up with she can't be your punching bag, basically, is what I'm trying to say in that situation. And it's a communication thing. It's his piss poor communication and her piss poor receiving of the communication. And it's only a conversation between the both of them. I'm trying to think of what else happened because I don't want to just talk about that part. The part of when he was explaining or saying that he was the person that was thinking about committing suicide or something like that. And he got mad because she didn't respond. I was like, what is she gonna say? You're supposed to be over there. That was something that was supposed to have happened. And I mean, like, yeah, she could have put something right there, but she didn't. And it's like, was that a walkout and so dramatic and everything like that? And I don't think that's worth that, especially if that's something they talked about. You know what I'm saying? But if they never talked about that, yeah, she got a lot to talk about. Be like, hey, we're gonna talk later about this or something like that. But
because he on that one time, I help you out. I'm gonna give you a backdrop. After party, the thing was, Eris chimed in, the coach chimed. What we didn't see was everybody said something except for her. Everybody gave him support because I think Keisha asked the question, whatever, and it boiled down to that everybody said something to kind of encourage him except for her. He was kind of like, dang, everybody said something, but you ain't say nothing.
Oh, see, that's a different story now.
But no, I also think though, so I'm your wife. So my support is gonna come when we get home, when I can really be like, I didn't know, you didn't share this with me. I'm not gonna bust out and be like, oh babe, I didn't know. That's also I'm playing the other side, okay? Uh-huh. That also could be seen like I'm embarrassed because I didn't know this one thing about my husband. Yeah. So how dare I sit here and be like, yes, babe, I'm so sorry, even though I am. I want to wait till I get home and really be like, not to say that that's who Kirsten is, because I don't know. But for me, I would want to be, that's why I'm touching your leg and I'm rubbing on your arm to show you that I'm here in support. Also to show that we're operating as a unit. And this isn't new information to me. So when we get home, I'm going to be like, babe, I'm so sorry. I did not know. Do you want to talk about it? I'm here for you. This was my first time and I didn't know what to say amongst all these people because we are a unit. But that's how I think. Okay. And that's how I think now. When I was married, I don't know if I would have thought like that. But today, my mind says that that's how it would work. I don't know. But okay, I'm sorry. Tommy. It was on
no. Like I get that part because some people don't. Their response or their support is to, we're gonna table this conversation until later. Because have you ever noticed when something embarrassing happens to a person, their natural response is to just smile.
Just smile.
They can't say anything. They can't respond to it any type of way because they're getting this information for the first time, and their response, their natural reaction is just, I'm gonna just smile until it's over. And then I can address it later on. That could have been that situation. I just feel like when he stormed, I ain't gonna say he stormed out.
He did.
He was in his feelings, right on out of there.
When he walked out, when he left from the table, it was very dramatic.
Did he softly walk or did he walk
shade out of there? Okay.
Stop.
I'm sorry.
When he left the table in a dramatic fashion, I don't think he could have sent a text message to her and said, hey, we'll talk about this later. Anything instead of doing that. And I feel like that's that comes with experience, I want to say. And I want to say it comes with knowing your partner a little bit better.
Agreed.
So those things those are telltale signs that, hey, they're not communicating well. And it's because Shaq is not saying something the way that he needs to say it, like in the support question. One positive that I have for him, man, like when they was on the dance floor, did y'all see him reel her in? I was like, all right, Shaq, you know where home is.
That she's staying around, okay? Yeah. Listen, they look very in sync to me.
They did.
Right.
They did. I'm glad. What's his name? Devon or Devin?
Devon.
Devon. I'm glad he called him out on
Mhm.
telling him to wait a minute because she gave support, and you can't complain how it happened if you never had the conversation. So I'm glad he said that, because that message doesn't get to Shaq, because who's going to tell him that? He talked to his mom about the type of the non-support he's getting from her, right? And never says this is how she thinks she supported me. Like, that conversation needs to be had with her and not his mom. Because 9 times out of 10, the mom's gonna agree with you.
Right.
So it's like, even when you're extremely wrong, 9 times out of 10, the mom's gonna agree with you. So in front of everybody else, behind doors, she might, you're like, you wrong for that. But anyway, so that tells you that he's having a conversation with everybody else and not having a conversation with his wife about what type of support he needs. If he has that conversation, he doesn't ask for support anymore, I believe, because Kirsten, I I feel like I say her name wrong. Kirsten is um she's going to do what she has to do. I don't know why. I don't know if she is head over heels for this guy, or she just wants to finish the game and win the prize. I don't know. But she's going to do what she has to do to make sure that on camera they say yes, and they, live happily ever after. So if he asks her to do this way, she's going to 9 times out of 10 do it. Because that's what I see from her right now.
They said something in the chat, man. It's not Kirsten's fault that Nicole spoke up for her.
It's not.
It's not Kirsten's fault that Nicole beat her to the punch, right? Nicole jumped the gun. Nicole didn't give her opportunity. So why? That was what got me mad. Why are you mad at your wife when you know Nicole is already crossing boundaries anyway in your relationship, slipping notes and stuff underneath the door, telling you how to treat your wife? Like, hey, Shaq, you should do this. And I know a lot of it stemmed from. It didn't stem from the table. He talked about on after party, like previous after party. It stemmed by the fact that he thinks Nicole's too involved in a marriage, and some of this was more geared towards Nicole than Kirsten. Like, maybe him and Kirsten had that conversation behind closed doors. I need you to check your girl. Like, she's doing too much in our relationship, or Nicole is controlling their relationship. You can tell they got a good friendship, because who went out with her to buy the lingerie? Kirsten went with Nicole. So that means, how much are you telling Nicole about our relationship, and you let Nicole dictate and run our relationship and not you? And I think that's where it stemmed from, more so than the comment that was made, that he's kind of mad that Nicole is kind of running stuff from behind the scenes in his house.
Well, and let's add, and I get what you're saying, that they said, on the after party, they explained everybody at the table had said something. What we saw was all she said was sure.
And it didn't look like she was okay with it. Her sure was like, I'm gonna keep myself in check because I'm a lady, but girl, this ain't none of your business. That was a very much so amicable, mind your business. Sure.
She was like, yes.
Right. And poor Nicole can't read context clues, because sure looked like shut up to me. Like, I don't know, but that's just me,
Yeah.
That's just me.
Yeah, it looked like that to me, like a shut up. And then also sure, like I think you said it. Sometimes maybe she didn't either. She was embarrassed because she didn't know. And then the other thing is, she didn't know what to say.
She didn't know what to say.
Some people really don't know, what do I say to somebody that's been so low and down and depressed, and that what do I say? Some people really don't know, and just because it's your husband doesn't mean you know what to say.
Absolutely. I always, there's a trick I always do when you're in an uncomfortable situation and it has something to do with a partner and you don't know what to say. You say, I really appreciate you guys supporting him. I love that for him. That's a trick that I picked up, honey. Learn real easy. That you just say thank you, because he'll feel like, oh, she's supporting me in this, and it's y'all. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much for supporting my husband and understanding where he came from, honey. And he'd be fine. You'll be fine. He'd be like, oh, look at my wife. Like, listen. Yeah. It takes practice, though. It takes practice.
And we didn't see the whole moment too, because I'm sure. You know, you had down moments. Chris, my man Clint talked about his friend who killed himself. Clint talked about his friend who killed himself, and then you sitting there like, oh shoot, this went from having a good time to like one of those. I'm talking about kill a vibe. You talking about kill a party. That kills, you know, and for him to say that, she was like, okay, her sure could have been like, let's move on to something else. You here now, and she couldn't process in that moment. So
maybe the only other thing I want to add to is when it comes to Shaq in support, he has talked about how he wants her to be in the space and seeing me doing my in my work zone or whatever. And you know what just came to me? I really think when he says he wants her to support, he wants her to be there, but he also wants her to be there. You know, like,
oh yeah, I said that.
This it's a whole image. He's Dapper Dillard.
I said that.
You just had
I never think about that.
I need to show that this is my wife. Everybody needs to see that this is my wife.
There you go.
I have a wife.
I have a wife.
There it is.
I said that on our review that she kind of shushed me. I can't remember at the time code point. But,
I ain't stressing it like you, but yeah.
And he needs everybody to know that he has a wife.
He needs everybody to know that he has a wife.
I never thought that, man.
Yeah.
People really think he's
See, I wasn't
know.
That. See how
I
don't know, but he does need everybody to see that he has a wife. He even said it. I don't want to necessarily, what did he say? It wasn't just that I wanted to show off my wife, right? But I also needed you there for whatever. However we can take it, whoever he is, you know, God bless him, right? It's none of my business. You know,
he wants everybody to know he's married. I mean,
he wants everybody to know, and maybe it's to say I'm married because I like women. You know what I'm saying? Right. Maybe it's to say not as like this is my beard, but I love women, and you all think that because I'm a little effeminate, or you know what I'm saying, or not as masculine as society would want me to be. I want you to know that I love women, specifically Black ones. Like, you know, who knows? But he wanted to show his wife off. Okay.
Yeah, and there was been opportunities where he wasn't able to do so. So guess what? He needs her to be there. And so, you know, some people think sometimes when you tell people that you have a girlfriend, they think you have an imaginary girlfriend because they haven't seen that person.
It's funny, they got the same name too.
Right. Here's the story. My wife thought I had an imaginary girlfriend named Kirsten, but she lived in a different state, but she was my girlfriend. So that's why I can tell that story. Sometimes you just need people to show up to let them know that, look, I do have a girlfriend. Darn it.
Jackie was like, you ain't got no girlfriend. Quit playing.
I was like, she don't never come visit you. Everybody's boyfriends and girlfriends, we seen them before. Like, I ain't even never talked to we was friends then. I ain't even never talked to her on the phone. And then the one day, I was like, oh, she exists. You do got a girlfriend. Wow.
Mind you, I was an out-of-state student.
I was too.
So I didn't have anybody in the state that.
Anyway, me too.
Anyway, digress.
It was like the M&M's meeting Santa for the first time.
Yes, they do exist.
You do exist.
Yeah. So that's what Shaq want everybody to know. Like, she does exist. But they'll find out when they watch the show, right? He's promoting the show. You'll find out when they're promoting the show that she does exist. And that Shaq did put it down in the bedroom. So it's what it is. Whichever way he wants to roll. So needless to say, but one thing, I didn't like the fact too that she's apologized and he kissed her and he was still mad when he hugged her. It's like she forced the apology. If you go back, his face, he forced it. It's like his face was tooted up and all this other stuff.
Don't say tooted up.
Oh, my bad. He was upset, mad, twisted. And
not tooted.
I was just thinking that, Tommy, not tooted. I just looking down at my phone like.
Anyway, let's go on.
I look down at my phone like, Lord.
Next, I'm gonna start getting hate mail.
The opinions of Glenn do not reflect.
I'm gonna start getting stuff in my DMs, and people be mad at me again. I'm sorry. Won't be the first.
No, yeah, we're not saying that.
Won't be the first person I'm married at first sight. Shit. Anyway.
Last but not least, the other walkout. Both our couples walked out.
Jasmine and Eris.
Stormed out.
Talisa, I'm gonna start with you. Jasmine and Eris.
Yeah, they both walked out, but
Mhm.
Jasmine should have stormed out a long time ago for a whole different set of reasons. Okay, not because he was dancing with the instructor, but because he has proven time and time again that he is not attracted to you, and he is not making any effort towards being attracted to you. And to that girl, I'm sorry that you feel like you have to stay in it. I want to be like, I'm sorry that you didn't get to see what healthy conflict resolution looked like from your parents, so that you're able to communicate how you feel about, Eris to him. Like, you're a total butthole, and for you to disregard me and my feelings, I feel sorry for her for that. I really want her to get some help with therapy so she can learn how to speak up for herself. So her throat chakra works really well. You can get sick from not sharing how you feel about something. So there are separate conversations between Devon, right? Her conversation was pretty much, I don't say anything. I don't stand up for myself. And he's all like, well, you sweep it under the rug. It's still there. You didn't get rid of it. You didn't throw it in the trash. You just swept it there, and there it is, piling more and more and more dirt. Y'all know how it be when you got that one junk drawer and that one junk closet, and you just throw stuff in there, and you be like, I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna get to it. You keep throwing. It's over. One day you're gonna open it, and everything gonna fall out on you. And I like that he shared with her that she needed to say something, that she needed to share that she was unhappy. I forget exactly. I'm gonna take notes next week. I forget exactly what it is that she said, but it was that he said it was whatever it was pretty much to stand up for yourself. And then in talking to, I was really hoping that when he talked to Eris though, and he was like, okay, what things do you like about her? I was hoping he would have hit her with, well, what don't you like? It's a beautiful woman. Share. I want to know what you don't like. And I don't think we're going to find out till the season is over. And we looking at stuff, the messy stuff that might happen, because messy stuff be happening. And somebody come tell me if we find out the messy stuff. But I wanted him to really be like, what's the problem, dude? Really share with how he felt about Jasmine. Just saying the things that he liked. Those are the same things that he said he liked about her before, but that has not improved the relationship between the two of them. So right now we're just saying the same thing going in circles. And I'm one of those people that believe, so you talked about it before, it was, said in front of one another, and there has been no changes. Why are we having the same conversation again? And you're talking about you're going to make these changes, because I feel like nothing's going to happen. I mean, and I'm not saying it had to be, any huge change, but anything, go back to holding my hand or a peck on the cheek, a hug with the peck on the cheek, just to show that I'm trying to make progress. When she I don't know, when she walked out of there because he was dancing with her, I was like, girl, they're just dancing. Girl, what you gonna do? I ain't like that. Girl, they just dancing. They just dancing. And is it because he isn't attracted to you? So you see him dancing with this dove and they having a good time, and you wish that for yourself? That could be. But you don't have to storm out and be like the jealous wife. Like, you already know what it is. They both said the state of their marriage or where they are in their marriage. Don't feel away. Stand in your, and my favorite thing, to stand in your own beauty, right? Stand in that and know, okay, maybe he isn't for me. Okay, no, maybe we know he isn't for me. Maybe now I could let me just enjoy my time while we're here, and we can both get these paychecks, and we can both say no on decision day, the end, because that's what you're doing, and you're just prolonging it for us. We all see a no. I see a no in my spirit. Okay. So I ain't no way around it. And I'm trying to think of what else, but I'm gonna let y'all go and then agree with you on this side. Maybe, I don't know. We're gonna see what Tommy talking about, because Tommy be left sometimes. Tommy, we be looking at Tommy like, what are you talking about, Tommy? They don't say yes, just go in the room. Like, so sometimes we gotta. So I'm gonna say yes. Y'all see me nodding if I agree with Tommy. Okay.
Go ahead, Tommy.
Now I gotta think about what I gotta say. I'm trying to get an agreement. No, the most important thing said from Devon to this couple was to Jasmine when he was like, his feelings for you aren't your problem. I'm paraphrasing. I don't, remember what he said verbatim, but I think that was, I hope she heard him and understood that, because you can't control how he feels about you. And her being afraid to like hear that, right? Like to hear, I don't like you, or I don't think you're pretty, or whatever it is that she asks, and she being afraid to hear it. Like, you just have to deal with it. There's no way for you to change that unless you completely change yourself for a person you just met that doesn't like you. So it's not her problem. So the storm out, now she stormed out. She trying to pitch a fit, and I'm done with this, and blah this and blah that. She stormed out because he didn't show her the attention that she needed in that moment. If you look at the scene, everybody danced with their spouse except for him. And that's a problem. It's I don't want to miss out on the easy things. We always talk about, like me and Artiga talk about some of the things we missed as growing up, but for our kids, we want to make sure that they get those things, but we also don't want them to miss out on the things that we got. That's the same situation. Everybody else got dancing with their partner. I know, man. I know. Everybody else got dancing with their partner. She didn't. That's a bit unfair to her. And then she sees him dancing with the instructor. Like, I took a dance class in college. And so yes, I do know how to ballroom dance. I was cold. Uh the thing that I love to do was I love to dance with the teacher and show her that, yeah, I got the moves like Jagger. Come on now. you know. So it's like that's a thing. But if my girlfriend was there, or if I was going with Artika and we went out dancing, no matter how good or how bad I am, you finna see us, and because that's the way he was dancing with the instructor. He wasn't, whatever they were doing, he wasn't doing that. He was boogieing. So that's the only thing she wanted, was him to boogie with her. Show her the type of attention that he's just willingly showing a stranger who was the instructor. Like, that's common sense. That's easy. And he said he didn't understand her walkout. Like, dude, are you blind? Like, that was the most frustrating thing. Hey man, give me 2 seconds. 2 seconds. All right. No, okay. But I don't know, man. It's that couple's gonna say no. I don't think they have. It's 10 days left. I don't think they have enough time to do something different. I don't even know what they could do differently to really change the trajectory of where they're going. Like, at this point, it's pretty much. I'm glad Dr. Pepper was like, "Are y'all done?" And they said no, but at this point, I don't know what they could do. I don't think it's anything that they really could do to be like, yeah, I want to stay together through decision day, outside of any type of incentive for saying yes. But I digress.
Eris really should have just said, you know what? Never mind. You might look like the bad guy at that point, but I feel like he's doing some of Jasmine's. I'm gonna play like it's not what it is, but he's not in it. Just let her go. Just at this point. I feel like you did a thing. You only got 10 days left. So if you say no right then, it's okay. It's okay. But and I think the point I wanted to say this, I think the point that you were talking about, Tommy, was she said she's scared to ask Eris because of what his response might be. And Devon said his response is not an indictment of you. It's just the way he feels. It doesn't mean you're not attractive. It doesn't mean that somebody can't love you. It doesn't mean any of that. Just take it for it. This is just how Eris feels and what he has to say. But obviously, I'm sure she knows that, but she still feel like I'm gonna take it personal. So because I've already been taking it personal, because I agree with Talisa and you, Tommy. He was just dancing with the dance instructor, but he did miss an opportunity to put a few steps in with your wife. You're gonna have to put a few steps in with your wife. You got to. But I think he was just dancing with but at the space where they are for Jasmine, it was like some more rejection. Mm-hmm. It was too much. He said later, I feel like I understood where my wife was coming from, but I feel like she didn't have to make a scene. When she stormed out, but she was like, I'm gonna make a scene because I'm sick and tired. Sick and tired. Here we go again. Yes. You're not gonna pick me again. You ain't gonna keep making me feel bad. And that's what happens when you sweep stuff under the rug. You either implode or you explode. And in that moment, it probably wasn't a moment where Eris felt like you should explode, but she was like, I've had enough.
But it was what Tommy said. She looked around the room and saw all the other couples dancing and was like, how about me? And she was like, you know what? I'm mad. Because the backstory that they said on was that Eris was terrible at the country line dance. That he couldn't put, he was doing numbers that wasn't even there. Like they was on 6 and 8, he was on 9 and 10. Like it was terrible. Like, and so that Jasmine got upset because she's a cheerleading coach and she does the competition dance. So she got
I can help you with it.
So she got frustrated. I can help you with it, and he wasn't getting it. And so then I'm gonna use Talisa's word. The dove came in and we're like, let's dance. And
let me help you.
And he was all, I guess he got more loose when she came and helped him than he was when his wife was helping him. And it's like, okay, you want my help? I got you. Yeah, I see you now. By that time, the liquid courage probably kicked in too because they was drinking early. So you got all that's thrown into it. And he was in a bad situation, man. Again, he was in a no-win situation. If you dance with an instructor because she will try to help you out, you know what? You think you're doing something good, you alienate your wife. If you dance with your wife and she already to try to help you, like, why can't you get it? You ain't that bad of a dancer. But again, he was in a bad situation. Eris is just there right now for the checks. Jasmine is there I wish they would have both said no, personally. But I think production probably told me, y'all can't say no. That leaves us with 3 couples. We need to have 4 couples to go on out and then ride this bad boy out. I think because if she feels so bad and miserable and she cried and he broke it down and you don't like it, that made me, I'm like, why didn't she say no? If you're so bad and miserable, even though he says yes, are you really giving a glimmer of hope with this guy? At this point, she's like, you packing your bags, moving back to your house.
It's because he's driving. That's why he's driving. Yeah. She just along for the ride.
Yeah, but if it's really that bad in her mind, she has to know there's no potential in saving this. Right? I don't care how many times you meet with Devon. I don't care how many times you meet with Pastor Cal. He's not attracted to you. He's been attracted to you for the last 6 weeks. He hasn't done anything different for you. He hasn't embraced you. Your month anniversary passed and came and came and went, and y'all haven't done anything. Eris is no longer in this relationship. He's waiting. He's counting his days down so he can get back to the streets. And say, you know what? I got this one lined up. Who my man? What was it? My man Brett from a couple seasons ago that was already he already reactivated his dating app.
No, Brett was the lady.
Ryan who reactivated his dating app. Eris probably pulled all those numbers. He ain't even delete none of the numbers. Okay, I can call her in about 2 weeks. I can call her in about 3 weeks. I can hit this one up here on Instagram. I'm gonna DM this one right here. He's not even thinking about. But again, it's the optics. I can't say I didn't try. So let me stay here for the next 2 weeks and call it and say no on decision day.
Yeah, they could have both they could have came in there like Chris, this is my decision day.
I don't know why she still want Eris.
You know, one of the things is she don't really want heirs, she wants marriage. Remember in the beginning, she said she didn't believe in divorce. So if that whole at all costs, I'm gonna sacrifice myself attitude is what she has because she doesn't believe in divorce. And right, and she a PK. So
I'll
that's
tell
all
you what.
you
Good
look at.
point, Tamika.
Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna put all my bags in this all my eggs in this one basket because I'm married and divorce is frowned upon and my father's a pastor and this can't be instead of living in the reality of things that this relationship is not for you. You are not aligned. The
Good,
end. You
good
might
point.
be
Good
compatible,
point.
he might be a good person, but he's not good for you. So you got to let him go.
And I like the I don't know, my train of thought goes like this when you talked about preacher's kid, but I went back to Devon. The other thing is with why would you say it's a possibility for these 10 days? Devon told him when you have something that you have to do at work, don't you put forth the effort? And he basically said, because my livelihood is dependent on this job. What he said was my livelihood ain't dependent on this marriage. If it's over with, I go back and I'll be fine. And so there you have it.
I go hang out with my cousin again. We'll be all right.
So he said that to Devon. He should have said it to Dr. Pepper too.
Yeah.
And in the space when they met with Jasmine. No.
She'll be crying again before this episode is over. Before the season's over. No, for real. I mean, I'm interested to see what happens when he says no on decision day, how she feel.
She better say no first. They better let her go first. But they not. But they not. They gonna let him go first and embarrass her and talk about all the things and how things aren't gonna work.
Or worse. What if, as my mother would say, by hook or crook? What if he says yes?
She gonna say no.
I don't know. Hopefully she'll say no. But what if she's like,
don't be a page. Don't be a page.
I don't think it's gonna be a surprise with them. Like I think they're gonna come into this thing. All right, we made it to the end. We're gonna part our ways.
And they're gonna be the first couple.
I pray so.
They're gonna be the first couple that we know is done.
This is like Talisa said, this is a good example of who do you want to answer first? Ask them first. Don't ask him. Ask her.
Oh, definitely.
I want her. I really want them to ask her first because I want her to stand up for herself. I really do.
Yeah.
I really want her to have sat and really like thought through and it was like, let me stand up for myself. My mentees are watching. Let me stand up for myself. And let me show that I do have a backbone. And the reason I was sticking it out was because I believe in the institution of marriage, not because I like you, Eris. Like I really want her to be like, like
roll it all out.
Yeah, I want her to just lay it out. You ain't all that. You look like the dude from Saw. Like I want her to just go all in. Your mouth, your cheeks don't move. You ain't, your one eye is cocked. Like I want her to go in. Like, but she won't. But
the
she
one
won't.
eye is cocked. Oh my god!
You know it is. Y'all ain't looked at it yet. That one eye. It's do something. It's weird.
Yeah, there's no. Jay Delby, I agree with you, man. There's no hope for Jasmine. She's done. And he's done too. And there's no hope for a lot of these couples. I'm only really strong on one couple. That's Chris and Nicole. Kirsten and Shaq.
It's a very slim possibility.
Clinton Gina, no.
That's my possible is Clinton Gina.
That's your possible?
That's my surprise couple.
That's my surprise couple. Listen, we're going to all be surprised. We're going to all be surprised. If they going to be like Elizabeth and what's his name? What was his name? Elizabeth and...
Yeah. Jamie.
Yeah.
Everybody was like, toxicity. Well, that makes sense. Toxicity wants to stay together. But okay.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, I think
he said some of those possible is Clinton Gina.
Yep. No, I think Shaq and Kirsten they have it. It's just their communication has to get better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's the stuff that they're going through. They're going through it because they're new at this.
Mm-hmm.
Not it's not a character thing, I don't think. But it's just I'm new at this relationship. I'm new at being a husband and being a wife. all of this is new and I'm trying to figure it out.
Mhm.
And that's what I like about them. That's why I'm like, if they listen to what they're being told to do, I think they're okay.
Mhm.
So
And change. They're gonna have to communicate, and they may have to um change or especially communicate your expectations. So you're gonna
yeah,
have to just communicate, period, share with one another just so y'all can get to know each other better, and then communicate on what your my realistic expectations are.
right.
Yeah.
But if somebody was gonna say no, I'd feel like it was Shaq. If one of
Yeah,
them was
Shaq probably would say no.
Yeah,
Shaq,
if
Mhm,
somebody,
mhm.
yeah, if somebody say no, Shaq can say no. But which means, and again, she needs to go first. She needs to go first so we can hear, Shaq,
The shock of it all.
the shock of it all.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Because if he goes first and he says no, she gonna be like, "Well, no."
Oh, no, yeah, because I ain't say she dipsy. I don't want to call nobody, but
That's dude.
she sound like she's a little dipsy sometimes, or maybe that's her way of playing her defense. Okay, Shaq, whatever you say, Shaq. Okay, she plays.
that's her on camera persona. That's her
Yeah,
on-camera
Mhm.
persona.
yeah, she plays that
She
innocent.
probably was a mean girl.
Mhm. Mhm.
Probably would had her bamboo earrings and everything.
Yes, come
At least
on, at least 2 pair.
right, at least two
And
pairs.
with her nameplate.
A Fendi bag and a bad
Bad
attitude.
attitude.
Yeah.
So that's what she probably had, man. Hey, chat, we appreciate you guys. Thanks for rocking with us. Tommy, closing thoughts, man. Quiet. You got anything to say, Dave, buddy?
Man, I don't have any closing thoughts, but hey, go subscribe to all our channels. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok. Support us all. We're all a family here. So thank you guys once again. And yeah.
Miss Elisa.
I think my favorite part was the yeah at the end.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly what Tommy said. Support us all. I don't have any additional insights. I've shared what I might have one when I get off. I might be like, oh, I should have said, but I don't have anything right now. But definitely, like Tommy said, subscribe to us everywhere. Follow us where we do all the things, whatever those things that we do are. Come on and join us. And to our gracious hosts who just are always so like fun for me, but also loving. We thank you. We thank you for hosting us and always putting us together, because I don't think I would have ever done it. Don't leave it up to me if you want a panel, because we ain't gonna do it. We're gonna miss every other week. So
Oh man, we appreciate you
Thank
guys.
you.
Thank you. You guys, your family, everybody in the chat. You guys are family. I love when you guys chime in each and every week. You have your thoughts, your questions, your comments, your concerns. It makes it fun. It makes it fun on this afternoon to be able to have fun with you guys. I hope you guys have a great week as well. Thanks for rocking with us. Those that are watching on Talisa channel, make sure you hit that bell notification. Make sure you hit that thumbs up. If you ain't subscribed on the channel, do that. If you ain't subscribed on August Love Story channel, but you're watching over there, do the same thing. Thumbs up to subscribe, and same thing over here. Like the video. If you're watching it, wherever you're watching that, make sure you give the thumbs up on the video and like it. Have a great week. We appreciate you guys. Whatever country part of the country you live in, be safe, and see you later. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.